Whoa, what's happening? You beautiful, silly bastards. Jellord here, coming at you. I know it's been a minute. It's been like 3 weeks or some shit, which is a bummer, but I've had a lot of crap going on, and I've been working a lot and doing a lot of stupid shit. To make sure that I, have a place and stuff. And I mean, on top of that, a lot of the times, I don't know, my whole schedule's been kind of changing. So I really should just pick a day to do this every week and stick to it. I was pretty pumped I got to 90 subscribers, but then someone unsubscribed. So back to 89, but it's okay. Long road ahead of me here. One day I shall get to 500. That's the dream. But right now, trying to get to 100. So it's been a few weeks. It's been 3 weeks since my last post, since my last live stream. And there's been a kind of a pile of shit that's piled up, of stuff that I'd be interested in talking about. Mostly like Star Fox being announced. That was cool. That was interesting. I did do a live stream earlier. Like, I actually did live stream like a week ago. I did like an hour and 20-minute stream, but oh man, like 20 minutes into it, my mic died. And it's just because I got to get a better habit of just putting it on the charger immediately after, because I just use this dinky little mic that I clasped on here, but it's better than any of the other mics I have right now on the other devices that I have, But yeah, like I gotta get a better dedicated microphone that is not autonomous like this one. Like, this is cool if I ever decide to like hit the trail, man. I was thinking maybe I'd go camping one of these times and do like a gaming camping trip. Bring some handhelds with me and find a way to set it up and game in the woods and talk about stupid shit and build a fire and sit around the fire and talk about stupid shit, play games. That's kind of the idea that I had. I mean, shit, maybe I could even bring my Steam Deck and, well, no. I could record. I could use OBS to record and do a little bit of effects and editing while I'm playing my games, but I guess I could I could bring the capture card and probably do some video capture if I got creative here. Otherwise, it'd probably be easier to just like bring some handhelds and set my phone up with the tripod just right over my hands, I guess. Who knows what dreams may come, right? I really do want to go camping though soon. That's part of the reason I wanted to move back to Wisconsin, because I knew it'd be a little easier for me to camp nearer to my hometown areas and shit like that. Anyway, as I was saying, we got Star Fox, we got Mortal Kombat 2, we got Neo Geo, AES Plus. We got all this shit to talk about today. Gangstas and wangstas. I mean, like, I went and saw Mortal Kombat 2 yesterday. I enjoyed it. I did. That's my preliminary assessment. And the thing is I actually, shit, I forgot the fucking, I had a nice little prop too, one moment. Perfect. All right. I mean, every time I start one of these streams, I end up fucking with some stupid reason to walk away, right? So, in anticipation of Mortal Kombat 2 coming out, I was going to watch the first movie, right? And it was going to be like $4 for me to watch it, because I don't really have a lot. I only have Crunchyroll and Prime Video, and most movies on Prime cost a few dollars to watch, you know? So instead of paying for it, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to wait till the next time I go to Walmart. And I'm going to check the $5 bin and just see if fucking Mortal Kombat's in there. And it was a long shot, but I was like, that's my dream. That's I'm going to make it a reality. I fucking I visualized it. Is that what they fucking call it when you're like, that knows manifesting? That's what it's called. Yeah, I manifested it, is what it was. I just like, I sat here in my fucking apartment and I was like, I can see Mortal Kombat in the $5 movie bin. See it there, the DVD too, like not even the Blu-ray, right? And no shit, I walked to the fucking store, man. I walked to Walmart and like, it was right on top of the other movies, man. It was right on top of the other movies. Oh, I got it upside down and backwards. Fucking Mortal Kombat was there, man. The DVD for goddamn $5. It was kind of glorious, honestly, to sit in my apartment. It's like, I'm not gonna pay $4 for this because I figured I could pay $5 and own it for the rest of my life. And that's what happened, man. I was pretty pumped. All right, now the usual. It's kind of glorious, honestly. Yeah, there's that echo, but you guys are gonna hear it a couple times this stream, because I don't want to fucking forget, like I did last time, and not look for like half the stream only to realize that I'm muted and the whole stream's fucked. That's probably why I lost my subscriber. Lost one subscriber out of my fucking 90, bro. Fuck, it's funny as fuck. Actually, it's actually pretty funny. I'm sitting here too, like pumped about this stream. Like, yeah, I'm at 90. Then I'd like do a double take. I'm at 89. Goddamn. So yeah, back to my fucking anticlimactic story here. I fucking walked to Walmart to buy some meat, and I checked out the $5 movie bin. I don't even think it's $5 though. I think it's like $7.50 now. I've seen it twice where it was $7.50, but it was also $5. I'm like, what kind of like sneaky bullshit is Walmart trying to pull here? Like, I'm onto their fucking horse shit. $5 movies, $7.50 movies, like. I don't know. I guess it's still better than paying $4 to be able to watch it one time. Bastards, streaming services, all that shit. All the better that it's a DVD too, because like, I don't know. I think some newer Blu-rays have like protections that might require you to access the internet, or at least the digital versions for sure. So I hope. I heard somebody saying some bullshit about having to have access to the internet, to similar to the, what are they called, DNL, whatever the fuck the check is for games, where it's like checking every few minutes to make sure that you're playing a licensed version of the game and the shit actually affects like the performance of the game. It's so fucking stupid. Anyway, I'm kind of rambling. Yeah, I bought Mortal Kombat 1 for $5. And so I guess I'm just gonna kind of go into how I feel about both of the movies during the stream. And then I've like pulled up, I've got quite a few of the games. I'm not going to play them, but I'm just going to kind of show them off to sort of, I guess, authenticate and qualify my fandom as a Mortal Kombat lover. So I can kind of qualify myself to speak about the films a little more than maybe a normie might. Although I am, as far as the spectrum goes, when it comes to like hardcore Mortal Kombat fans, I'm more on the normie side of that spectrum as far as a fan goes. I don't collect the paraphernalia, nor am I really into the newer games. The latest game that I've had for Mortal Kombat was Mortal Kombat 10 on the PS4, and I kind of thought the game was trash. I played as Noob Saibot. I beat the game in the regular story mode. And I don't know, like the thing is, I love fighting games. I don't really have a lot of people to play with. And a lot of the times when I play online, it's just like the matchmaking can be rough in a lot of games. It's hard to actually get paired up with people that aren't just going to like butt fuck you to death immediately in some cheese ass meta. Because every game, like if you're playing it from the get-go online, there's going to be like, it's going to be such a fucking rough, bumpy road of patches and metas and new metas based on the fucking patches and shit, and what they decide to nerf and what they decide to buff and what gets too buffed and what they end up having to nerf again. So it's like this weird, chaotic horse shit until finally they just stop deciding to support the game anymore, and the meta just falls into whatever broken state it's in by the time they stop supporting the game, because some games it doesn't seem like they ever get it right. So that's just a criticism of a lot of modern fighting games, or even just fucking versus games in general, dude. Like, as soon as that shit comes out, there's so much broken horse shit that they're gonna have to fucking patch out. It's always a nightmare. Like, it's like the first few days of any versus, like, especially if you were there for the early days of Dark Souls, man, that shit was like the Wild West. People showing up before the gargoyles with goddamn Moonlight Saber and their sub-level 20, fucking chasing you down wearing the full fucking wizard set, running around with the Moonlight Saber. It's like, and this was like the first couple weeks of the game being out, dude. Like, yeah, I would say even the first few days, I remember seeing motherfuckers griefing, dude. They were griefing so fucking hard. All that shit had to be patched out. And people were like going in. I mean, I was going in and reinstalling the game offline so that you could like do the exploits and then update and then have your character be exploited. You could get around the shit no matter what. So it doesn't even matter if they patch the stuff, because you could just reinstall the game offline and fucking not have the updates on there. So I mean, we did all that tricky dicky shit. So it's like, when all that stuff first started, it was fucked, dude. For a lot of those games, and that was only the beginning, because it's like Dark Souls. I feel like in a lot of ways that was one of the first real competitive games outside of like fighting games and first-person shooters. As far as like, I guess you had like what is it, MOBA and like League of Legends. You had those RTS style games, but there really wasn't a lot. There wasn't a lot. There wasn't really any like third-person combat games. The nature of something like Dark Souls. So it sort of spawned its own community, and I guess like its own, because Armored Core was like that a lot. Because like I played Armored Core 5 a shitload. When there was a community, pretty much right out the gate, right when Armored Core 5 came out and Armored Core Verdict Day, I was part of that shit for the years that it was up. I wasn't even aware of the fact that Verdict Day was fucking taken down not even all that long ago, which was a bummer to me. I probably would have gotten online again and played the game some more. I have played it since, but it's kind of wild. And I'm totally getting on some crazy fucking tangent here, but it's fine. I don't mind. Like, I'm just talking to fucking nobody and getting used to talking to nobody. It's a good time. Yeah, like, and that's what happened, man. I was okay, good. So I suppose first thing I want to talk about is probably Star Fox, just because I don't really want to talk about it, you know? So there's that. So we had the Star Fox trailer, Nintendo Direct, whatever the fuck you want to call it, drop. And let's just see. I'm just gonna take a little look at what I wrote for my notes. Let's see. I don't mind that it's another remake, but yeah, I noticed some other people already mentioned this too online. I don't mind that it's another remake, but I think it was a missed opportunity to remake. Either take the story and some of the levels from the second game and remake that into a rail shooter experience instead of just eliminate the strategy elements. They could have remade the second game. They could have remade Star Fox Assault. They could have remade the first game pretty easily. Yeah, like tons of options as far as what they could have remade instead of remaking Star Fox 64 again, which I think was a missed opportunity because like they remade Star Fox 64 on the 3DS. They remade Star Fox 64. That was Star Fox Zero on the Wii U. So yeah, that's like three remakes now. Not only that, they put it out on the Virtual Console for the Switch. So many different ways to play Star Fox 64. So much access, and they're making it again, and it's like it's looking pretty close to beat for beat, man. Let me keep working down. Yeah, I didn't really see any new mechanics, man. Like it would have been cool if they made like a Star Fox Zero, like Zero mission. Like Samus, like Metroid Zero Mission, could have remade the original game with graphics like this and just like same format as Star Fox 64, just the levels and the story and shit. So yeah, didn't see any new mechanics here, except for maybe some of the combat shit, but I didn't give a fuck about the multiplayer combat. Like who the fuck's coming to Star Fox for multiplayer combat, dude? We already got Smash Bros. We already got like what Nintendo wishes we would be playing, like tennis and fucking whatever that other stupid ass, the other competitive fucking Mario game that nobody really gave a fuck about. The point being, there's plenty of other fucking franchises to multiplayer for Nintendo. So yeah, I don't know why they put such an emphasis on that. One of the things I noticed too, as far as mechanics go, it's like I did notice too that in the past, the difficulty you was used to be based on what route you were going on, and therefore you had to know like the tricks and shit like that, figure it out to get to those higher difficulty routes, right? So my question is like, is the hard route no longer the hard route? Is it going to be as difficult to get on the hard route? Like, are you going to have to shoot all those turnstile, whatever the fuck they're called, turn signs or whatever in the tank stage where you're fighting against the train? Like, are you going to have to hit all those targets to get the train to go down the correct path like you used to have to? Are you going to have to get to the submarine area and hit, what was it? Was it a bunch of little like towers or some shit, or oysters? I can't remember what you had to hit. I only was able to do it a handful of times back in the day when I completed everything in Star Fox 64. So it's a little hazy to me. Thing is like, yeah, the routes used to determine the difficulty. And I will say too, Star Fox on the 3DS was much easier. I think there was like a classic option for the difficulty or whatever, but even then it was still easier. Like the battles with Starwolf and his crew were significantly easier in the 3DS version. So I'm getting the feeling, I don't know, we'll see what hard mode is like. I'm interested, like if we look carefully here, we can see if I think I saw one of the targets there. But these are the levels I'm talking about, the underwater and the tank level against the train. Yeah, we'll see. The cinematics, right. One of the things I really kind of noticed they put emphasis on is it seems like there's more story, which in the old ones, it was just like Pepper telling you, your next objective, right? And just being like, good luck. But now it seems like there's quite a few cutscenes that they're showing us. I'm curious if that'll just be at the beginning or between every level or every couple of levels. It'll be interesting to see. I'm hoping that this leads to an actual sequel. That's my hope. I'm hoping that like we'll get a chance to see a second Star Fox game, like or just a new entry, you know? It'd be nice to just see a new entry, a whole new story, whatever, not a remake of one of the other pre-existing stories. Although that's what I feel like we're gonna get either way, which I think this is what this should have been. Anyway, I'm hoping this leads to a sequel, since now they're going to have a lot of the assets and stuff. And maybe a sequel that's going to add some new mechanics, hopefully, right? They'll definitely be able to pump a sequel out faster. That's all I'm saying. The other thing that I'm kind of thinking about with this is because I do want this game. I want to buy it. I want to get it. I'm going to get it eventually. But here's the question. Is this game enough to sell me on a Switch 2? And I'm going to have to say, nope. This game is not enough to sell me on a Switch 2. I'm like, a rule I set up for myself was that a console is going to have at least 5 exclusives before I'm going to commit to buying it. And so far, the Switch, if I'm being generous, has 3 exclusives, right? I mean, I guess that's not about being generous. It does have 3 exclusives. It's got Donkey Kong, it's got Mario Kart World, and then it's got, it's going to have this. So, not enough for me, because I don't give a shit about Donkey Kong. And Mario Kart's one of those games that I've historically bought towards the end of the life cycle of a console or after the life cycle of a console. Like, shit. I only just recently bought Mario Kart 7 and played all the way through it for the 3DS. And I'm just now playing through Mario Kart on the DS. And on the Wii. I'm having a bit of a Mario Kart renaissance right now, but I haven't even bought Mario Kart 8. I'm not even to Mario Kart 8 yet. I'll probably buy it for the Wii U since I don't have a lot of games for the Wii U. I was going to get it for the Switch, but maybe I'll get it for the Switch. I don't know. I feel like it'd be kind of fun to get it for the Wii U. And I could probably get it for cheap on the Wii U. And I don't have a big collection in the Wii U. It'd just be a nice game to add to the collection, I feel like. And I got enough fucking games for the Switch. And I feel like at some point I'll just end up with a copy of Mario Kart for the Switch because somebody's just going to sell me their pile of Switch games. So yeah, I'm excited about this game. I don't know if it sells me on a Switch. We'll see. I'm not going to scramble to get my money in order to fucking get a Switch, especially they just raised the price to up to $500 as I understand it. So like I'm not running out to buy a Switch to just have this one game that I want for it. Especially considering anything else that I might play on the fucking Switch is... I can buy it on the PS5 and it's going to look better than the Switch 2. So, fuck the Switch 2 for now. Especially I just spent $1,000 on the AES Plus. And like another $300 on the Superstation 1 that still hasn't showed up, even though it was supposed to show up first quarter, and we're halfway through May. So we'll see. I haven't heard anything else. I did email them. Because it's silly because they suddenly just marked my shit as fulfilled. When in truth, all that meant was like that they started producing the motherboard or some shit, or were finishing producing the motherboard. It's like, it's pretty not transparent. Okay. So, I don't think this game sells me on the Switch, but we'll see. I'm going to take a look at the next paycheck and kind of assess my situation. And if I can afford a Switch before June 25th, I'll do it. But I'm definitely going to have a Switch that only has one game for, I would wager, for over a year. Unless I like make a conscious effort to buy games on there instead of... And with the key cards, man, I know my PS5 games are like 4 or 5 drink coasters, but these key cards can eat a fucking bag of dicks. All right, so once a new if a new F-Zero comes out, Star Fox and F-Zero, that's enough to sell me. It was enough to sell me on the GameCube, so if they put F-Zero out, I would probably break my rule of 5 exclusive. Also, the other thing about this game, doesn't seem like it's woke or anything, at least preliminarily. Who knows what the fuck they'll end up saying. The one thing, though, is I know, and people are already getting weird, but I just know that the furries are going to be weird about this one. So, I mean, they're already saying weird shit. I don't even want to get into it. Also, it's going to be weird for them to be able to, like, cosplay as Fox McCloud. You know, people are going to find ways to take advantage of that. That's... I don't know, man. People got problems and kind of enabling a little bit. So, yeah. That's where I'm at with it. I'll probably play back through the N64 version. Or maybe my 3DS version of it. Who knows? One of them. Want to play the SNES one. I got it sitting right over. Cha. I had to fix this guy up, man. This dude was fucked up. But I kind of refurbished it. It's looking all pretty alright now. Or no, yeah, it wasn't this one. It was my N64 copy of right? Yeah, whatever. Who gives a shit? Let's see here. Yeah, so we'll see what's up. My brother's got a Switch too. He'll definitely be picking this up, so maybe I can ask him if I can come over and check it out, play it a little bit. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. All right. Yeah, I don't have much else to say about Star Fox. Like I said, I didn't even really want to talk about it, but it's something that happened. All right. Let us talk about Mortal Kombat, right? Let's talk about the first movie. How do I feel about this movie? Well, I'm gonna say I like it. I like it because it's retarded in a good way. It's a retarded movie that's retarded in a good way, and it's got like some standout moments. It's got some really good callbacks, some classic moments. If you're a big fan of the original games. And I'm going to say I really enjoyed it. I did. I enjoyed the first movie, as stupid as it was. It was like a high-budget B movie, basically. That was, like, the story was shallow as fuck, and a lot of suspended disbelief required. But I didn't mind it. I liked it. And what got me thinking? How close were we to the original stories from the games, kind of, you know? So something I've done here is I've pulled up I've pulled up the instruction manuals, okay? So here we got the Shaolin Tournament for martial artists, or arts. For ages, it was a competition of honor and glory. Noble warriors from around the globe were invited to take part, each seeking to win the title of Grand Champion. But that was a long time ago, before the tournament was corrupted by the evil demon Shang Tsung, a warrior who took not only the lives of his opponents, but their very souls. With the aid of his pupil Goro, a hideous half-human dragon, Tsung began the domination of the contest, which has lasted for centuries. Today, 500 years later, the contest begins anew as warriors once again gather to partake in the Mortal Kombat. In Mortal Kombat, not in the Mortal Kombat. All right, let the tournament begin. Looks like they got, what do we got? We got Goro here, Shang Tsung, Sonya Blade, some black-ass looking-ass motherfucker. Tournament mode, we're not going to worry about that. I'm going to see if they've got some character descriptions. The Shaolin Tournament for Martial Arts is more than a simple exhibition. Each of its combatants has been invited for their extraordinary skills, and in accepting has wagered his very life upon them. The tournament structure, as simple as it is ancient, tests all aspects of a warrior. For only the most worthy may earn the title of Grand Champion. The tournament first tests warrior fighting skill by pitting them against the other tournament challengers. In all Mortal Kombat battles, meters in the upper left, we know how the fuck that works. I was just seeing if there was any more lore in there. Okay, you know, so they make a thing out of the mirror match when you have to fight yourself, which is funny. Endurance matches, those were great. We got our basic moves. This shit's all sideways. All right, Johnny Cage, Robert Carlton, his father, Rosa Carlton's sister. Okay, a citizen of the United States, actor, California, 29. Liu Kang, citizen of the People's Republic of China. Occupation Shaolin monk fisherman. What we got here? A martial arts. This is bullshit. There's got to be a way to. There we go. Martial arts superstar. Trained by great masters from around the world, Cage uses his talents on the big screen. His current box office, he's currently a box office champ, starring with such movies as Dragon Fist and Dragon Fist 2, as well as the award-winning Sudden Violence. He entered the tournament purely out of publicity. The publicity would generate for him around the world. Despite his seeming shallowness, he's a formidable foe with limber limbs, quick reflexes, and his patented shadow kick, which he does that right at the end of the second one to destroy the amulet. So that's Cage's origin story, which is not what we see in the film. In the film, he's kind of a washed up loser, has been B-flick movie kind of motherfucker who's bitter and also has seemingly acknowledged that he's like a phony, like he's not a real martial artist anymore, is his attitude. So he was definitely not entering the tournament for publicity. Let's see here. We'll zoom in a little bit more. Okay, for Liu Kang. Once a member of the super secret White Lotus Society, Liu Kang left the organization in order to represent all Shaolin temples at the tournament. Through his entire life, he has heard stories and rumors of Shang Tsung's martial arts tournament. He is well aware of the evil behind it and has entered the tournament expressly to defeat Shang Tsung and return the tournament to its noble origins. Right on. So also kind of not really, I mean, sort of what his story was, besides being raised by, like, Raiden. We got Sonya Blade and Kano here. For some reason, this shit's upside down in the... So he's deported from Japan, wanted criminal in 35 countries. Okay, remember occupation. Okay. So he grew up in Japan, it looks like, and Sonya. Let me see if I can just. There we go. Daniel Blade, twin brother, deceased. Austin, Texas, lieutenant. So yeah, her story was pretty close to. Let's see, Kano, a mercenary thug, extortionist, thief. Kano lives a life of crime and injustice. He is a devoted member of the Black Dragon, a dangerous group of cutthroat madmen feared and respected throughout all of crime's inner circles. Believing Sung's palace to be made of gold, Kano has entered the tournament in order to gain access to the loot and palace. So he just wants to steal Shang Tsung's shit. Which pretty much tracks. That's basically what he does in the movie. Like, he joins them and steals their shit. Sonya Blade, member of TOP's Special Force Unit. Her team was hot on the trail of Kano's Black Dragon. Okay. Her unit followed Kano to Uncharted Island. They were ambushed by Shang Tsung's personal army. Tsung forced Sonya into the tournament by holding her comrades hostage. Now, not only does her life rest on her performance, but those of her companions as well. So it looks like it's not really like Earth's fate hangs in the balance or anything. I mean, it does. But each of the characters kind of gets bamboozled into fighting. Okay. See what they got to say about. The name Raiden is actually that of a mystical warrior who lives amongst the thunder clouds. It is rumored that he received a personal invitation from Shang Tsung himself and took the form of a human to compete in the tournament. His elemental powers make him dangerous foe from both the land and the air. The actual name and origin of this warrior is unknown. However, based on his uniform, it is believed that he belongs to Lin Q, the legendary clan of Chinese ninjas. As his name implies, he has mastered the element of cold. His deep freeze leaves his opponent at his mercy, a dangerous situation, for Sub-Zero possesses none. So for Raiden, it's a little different. If he would have made himself into a mortal and actually competed in the tournament, that would have been cool in the movie. I was kind of pumped to see him do the fucking Thunderbolt attack and the fucking crazy bullshit fly across the screen with both hands move. Sub-Zero, I mean, they could basically make up whatever the fuck they wanted for him and it would have been fine because he doesn't have an origin. So that tracks. Scorpion's a reincarnated Spectre and has no legal status. That's great. Wife and child in a former life. That tracks. Oh, his occupation is as Scorpion on Revenge. Cool. Fucking Goro's 2000. Why don't we don't know how old Scorpion is, but Goro's 2000. Jesus. Fucking whatever. Legal status Earth? None. Outworld. Prince of Catan. Is that like Kuatan? Is that near Catan? Like settlers of Catan? King Gorbak, father. Queen Mai, mother. Goro also has 7 wives, so just throwing that in there. Kuatan, 4th astral plane of Shokan, realm of the Outworld. Prince of Kuatan, ruler supreme of Shao Kahn's armies. You got like that little wrinkly old man mouth. Word. Okay, so we got looks like we got some lore here. We got clay animation looking ass Goro here. A 2,000-year-old half-human dragon. Goro remains undefeated for the past 500 years. He won the title of Grand Champion by defeating Kung Lao, the Shaolin fighting monk. It was during this period that the tournament fell into Shang Tsung's hands and was corrupted. Goro possesses both massive strength and great ability. None who have fought him have reported any weaknesses. In fact, none who have opposed him have survived. Shit, now I'm fucking forgetting who actually killed Kung Lao in the first movie. Wasn't it? God damn it. I can't even remember now. I'm gonna have to like look it up. Let me find it here real quick. I just watched it the other day too. Oh yeah, Shang Tsung took his soul. That's right. I forgot about that shit. Okay, so I mean that's pretty lore accurate, I guess, in the movie. Because according to this, he was defeated. But if I remember correctly, I don't think Goro defeated him. I think just Shang Tsung just like fucking grabbed his ass and murked him. Let me see something here. I'm just gonna look up Kung Lao dies. There we go. I was like, shit, you know, I'm on the internet reacting anyway. Like, let's just watch him fucking die again. Oh. Whoops, I'm fucking it all up, guys. There we go. Boom. All better. Let's see. He got his ass just like that. Homeboy's really sucking it in hard. So yeah, that's what happened. I mean, you know, we might as well just have that on loop since this is what we're talking about anyway, right? Yeah. So that's accurate. That's pretty accurate. It says in the manual though that he was defeated by Goro. Like Sub-Zero, Scorpion's true name and origin are not known. It is believed, however, that he fell, or is a fallen ninja granted the opportunity to avenge his death at the hands of Lin Q. He has been given a new body and a uniform which mocks the Lin Q's with its cowardly yellow color. Let's take a look here. I'll zoom in a little more. He's saying some crazy shit here, but I can't really read it. Look into my eyes. Not, it can't be. Yes, you murdered me exactly 2 years to this day. Or 250 years? I don't know. But my demons, something to return and avenge my death. Fuck, man. We will meet at the tournament and then Lin Q, you will pay for your crimes. So yeah, it looks like they got that story from the manual potentially here, which is pretty cool. Some of the minor details were changed, right? But for the most part, the stories here, the first story in the first film, we had all the characters except for Johnny Cage in the first movie, okay? So otherwise, it looks like the movie played out the story of Mortal Kombat 1 pretty well, honestly. Like, Kung Lao was defeated. Well, in this, he was defeated by Goro, and then his soul was taken by Shang Tsung. Which, the one thing I'll say is, like, it was pretty disappointing for Goro to, like, fight that Cole guy in a barn. Like, that was pretty lame. considering all the other places like the fuck that they were at one point or another. Yeah. It'd probably help if I didn't smoke so much grass when I was fucking watching the first movie too, to remember how anybody even dies. Okay, so we're on to Mortal Kombat 2. So, from what I remembered of the lore of the Mortal Kombat games, going into the movies, I was pretty sure that, like, loosely, these first two movies were kind of the lore of the first and second Mortal Kombat games. And the first game, Liu Kang was supposed to, like, win. So we're going to continue with the lore here. Nothing can prepare you. 500 years ago, the shapeshifter, Shang Tsung, that's one thing they didn't get into in the movies, man. I almost forgot about that, because in the game, when you could play as Shang Tsung and turn into other characters. And those were the characters whose souls he'd taken, okay, right? So they didn't get into that in the movies at all, which is interesting, that he was a shapeshifter. Was banished to the outworld, to the mother realm, Earth, for his crimes. You know, and it's funny because Shang Tsung in the first game is like an old man, and then he like sucks some souls and gets young. It's totally a rip of Big Trouble in Little China. And like Johnny Cage was supposed to be Jean-Claude Van Damme. They couldn't get the rights to it, so like they just made up a bunch of wild bullshit. They still made him a movie star though, and just made him like a movie star character like Van Damme. So it's based on Van Damme, and then obviously Liu Kang was based on, he's the dragon, you know, like he's based on Bruce Lee. Let's see. The shapeshifter Shang Tsung was banished. There's a fucking trademark for Shang Tsung. To the outworld, to the mother realm, Earth, for his crimes. There, with the aid of his pupil Goro, a hideous half-human dragon, he was to atone for his crimes by unbalancing the furies of the realm, allowing his master, Shao Kahn, and his minions to enter the Dominion and rule forever. He was defeated. He returned to the Outworld a failure, facing execution at the hands of Shao Kahn, supreme ruler of the Outworld, the astral planes of Shao Kahn, and the surrounding kingdoms. With the apparent demise of Goro, his fate seemed sealed. But Tsung told Kahn of his plan for revenge, a plot so evil and twisted, even Kahn was persuaded to grant him one final opportunity to redeem himself. He cleverly lured his adversaries to the bizarre outworld, where they would face a new challenge, the tournament hosted by Shao Kahn himself. Today, the tournament begins again. Okay, so they didn't really get into Shang Tsung being punished by Shao Kahn for failing the first time around and losing Goro, right? That's awesome. All right, let's go down and see. Oh, let's see here. Saying the same shit as the first. Once a warrior has defeated the other combatants in the tournament, takes on the first of his outworld host opponents, the demon Shang Tsung, his youth restored by his master Shao Kahn. Tsung possesses both powerful magic and considerable physical skill. Should warrior defeat Tsung, his next opponent is the massive Kintaro. Kintaro is of the same race of half-human dragons which spawned Goro. Enraged at his comrade's death at the hands of a mere mortal, Kintaro sought entrance to the tournament to seek revenge. Shao Kahn granted him this privilege in exchange for his servitude. Okay, who the fuck killed Goro, though? Was it Liu Kang? I'm gonna guess it was Liu Kang since he won the fucking... Or Johnny Cage, but... Certainly wasn't Cole. One thing I will say about Cole, the first Mortal Kombat movie wasn't really woke at all, and it was interesting that Cole's motivation was his family, considering how, like, anti-natalist the culture seems to be these days. After winning back the Shaolin tournament from Shang Tsung's twisted clutches and returning him to the Outworld in disgrace, Liu Kang returned to his temples. He discovered his sacred home in ruins and his Shaolin brothers lost in a vicious battle with a horde of Outworld warriors, a parting salvo from Sung and his minions. Now he travels into the Dark Realm to seek revenge. Fuck yeah, he does. Okay, so like one thing I'll point out that's interesting is I thought it was cool the characters getting their kata, whatever they called it in the first movie. It kind of reminded me of the way that the characters' abilities improved from like Mortal Kombat 1 to Mortal Kombat 2. Like their moves got flashier, and like basically everybody had a projectile by Mortal Kombat 3. You know, it was like they were in the games. It almost explains how they fucking acquired more moves out of nowhere, which I thought was pretty cool. Because I think even Johnny Cage, I think Johnny Cage gets a projectile. I think they don't list all the moves in the first manual, but I'm pretty sure Liu Kang can do the fireball in the first game still. He's one of the few people with a projectile in the first game. Kung Lao, a former Shaolin monk and member of the White Lotus Society. Kung Lao is the last descendant of the great Kung Lao, who was defeated by Goro 500 years ago, allowing the tournament to fall into Shang Tsung's evil hands. Realizing the dangers of Outworld, the Outworld menace poses to Earth, he joins Liu Kang to enter the Shao Kahn's contest. Johnny Cage. The world was shocked when martial arts movie star Johnny Cage disappeared from the set of his latest film, but in truth, he was following his former ally Liu Kang into the Outworld, where he plans to compete in a twisted tournament in which lies the balance of Earth's existence as well as the script to another blockbuster movie. Okay, so now his motivation is to get basically a new movie out of it, right? All right, testing real quick to make sure that I can still hear myself and shit. Now the game some more. I have played it since it was his family, but I'm gonna guess it was Liu Kang since he won the fucking, or Johnny Cage. Okay, cool. Sorry, gangsters. I'm just making sure shit's all good. Oh yeah, we're here. Okay, yeah, Johnny Cage 100% gets a fucking green flame. Green flame low, green flame high. And he, in the movie, he gets like a green kick. I can't remember, I think his shadow kick doesn't have that effect, but they kind of combine the green flame effect with his kick, so that's his katra or whatever the fuck they called it. So I do think that was cool, because that was the first thing I thought to myself. I was like, man, that almost like explains how their moves get more flashy as the games go on, as the shit progresses. I thought that was pretty cool. All right, let's keep going here. Reptile, Shang Tsung's personal protector. Reptile lurks in the shadows, stopping all those who would do his master harm. His human form is believed to disguise a horrific reptilian creature whose race was thought extinct millions of years ago. He enters the contest hoping to defeat all and protect his master. So, I mean, I guess that tracks. They didn't really have him looking. It would have been cool if he would have been in his like iconic green ninja suit for like a minute. Thought to have been vanquished in the Shaolin tournament, Sub-Zero mysteriously returns, and it is believed that this secretive member of the Lin Q, a legendary clan of Chinese ninjas, has traveled into the Outworld to again attempt the assassination of Shang Tsung. To do so, he must fight his way through Shao Kahn's tournament. So he's got his own motivations outside of Scorpion trying to murder him. Shang Tsung, after losing control of the Shaolin tournament and returning to the Outworld in disgrace, the shapeshifter Shang Tsung promised his ruler Shao Kahn that he could still unbalance the Furies and allow Khan to take over the Earth. His plan was to lure Earth warriors to compete in the Outworld, and then, win or lose, never let them return. Convinced of this plan, Shao Kahn restored Sung's youth. So that is kind of like nothing, has nothing to do. That his story is nothing at all what it is in the films, really. I mean, I guess now he would have lost control of the tournament, right? But yeah, he fucking dies. It's got all the morphs. Katana's beauty hides her savage role as a personal assassin for Shao Kahn. Seen talking to the Earthrealm warriors, her motives have come under suspicion by her twin sister Melina, but only Kitana knows her true intentions. Major Jack Briz, leader of the U.S. Special Forces, with Lieutenant Sonya Blade, the member, after receiving the signal from Lieutenant Jackson, embarks on a rescue mission, hoping to retrieve both Sonya and the elusive Kano, wanted criminal and leader of the Black Dragon Ring. Sonya's trail leads him to the ghastly Outworld, where he believes both Sonya and Kano to be held prisoner. Melina, serving as assassin along her twin sister Kitana, Melina's dazzling appearance conceals her hideous intentions. As Shao Kahn's request, she is asked to watch for her twin's suspected dissension and must put a stop to it at any cost. Baraka led the attack against Liu Kang's Shaolin Temple. He belongs to a nomadic race of mutants living in the wastelands of Outworld. His fighting skills and dreaded Blade Fury gained the attention of Shao Kahn, who has recruited him into his army of destruction. Scorpion, the reincarnated Spectre, is back after learning of Sub-Zero's return. He again stalks the Ninja Warrior, following him into the dark realm of the Outworld, where he continues his personal mission to avenge the loss of his family at the hands of the Lin Q clan. Raiden, watching events unfold high above the mystic, Raiden realizes the grim intentions of Shao Kahn after warning the remaining warriors from the Shaolin tournament. Raiden soon disappears. He is believed to venture into Outworld alone. With Goro missing, Kintaro steps up to take his place as supreme ruler of Shao Kahn's armies. Stronger and more agile than his predecessor, he is enraged by Goro's defeat. Kintaro vows to take revenge on the Earth warrior responsible. Let's see. Yeah, so Shao Kahn was supposed to create an opening to Earth so that Shang Tsung was supposed to unbalance the Furies and create a weakness in Earth's dimensional gates. So that's sort of what happened. He did create the unbalance by cutting Raiden's throat in the second film. But it wasn't because they wanted to... They wanted his power to make Shao Kahn immortal in the movie. Kind of weird. Also in the movie, it wasn't Melina, it was Jade who was supposed to be. I don't know what that decision was. Plus, the chick who played Jade looked like the same actress that was in... what's that stupid-ass game that the dude from... Intergalactic Heretic Prophet. That actress looked like the same fucking actress. Yeah, it is her. Okay, I thought it was the fucking that Tati Gabriel bitch. Yes, she played Jade. She's gonna be in Intergalactic or whatever. This fucking woke ass crazy bitch who's said all sorts of crazy shit on Twitter and has pretty much already tanked her own reputation and fucked that game up. Surprisingly, she didn't manage to fucking say a bunch of stupid shit before Mortal Kombat, so that worked out nice. I didn't mind her in the movie, but they could have put a wig on her, you know, like. Pretty sure Jade had black hair. Yeah. Yeah, this is the Jade I remember. Right here. That's the Jade I remember. This is the Jade I remember. Yeah. Yeah, and she was the black lady. That's fine. I don't give a fucking shit. She wasn't no bald ass Blasian. So whatever. Jade, it was disappointing to see her in the film, but I guess, and plus her weird like borderline, I don't know, obsession with Katana, lesbian. Like, it's kind of an implicative lesbian relationship almost, but it wasn't full blown. I think they know better at this point that people just don't want that fucking shit. Really wasn't any kind of romance in either of the films, which I'm fine with that, other than Cole and his family. But that was like they didn't really play up the romance in that. So, all right. So for centuries, Earth has used Mortal Kombat to defend itself against Outworld's Emperor Shao Kahn, but Kahn grows frustrated by failed attempts to take Earth through the tournament battle. He enacts a plan which began 10,000 years ago. During that time, Shao Kahn had a queen. Her name was Sindel, and her early death was unexpected. Khan's shadow priests, led by Shang Tsung, made it so Sindel's spirit would someday be reborn. Not on the Outworld, but on Earth's realm itself. This act gives Shao Kahn the power to step through the dimensional gates and reclaim his queen, thus enabling him to finally seize the Earth realm. Upon breaching the portal into Earth, Shao Kahn slowly transforms the planet into part of the Outworld. He strips the Earth of all human life, claiming every soul as his own, but there are souls which Kahn cannot take. These souls belong to the warriors chosen to represent Earth in a new Mortal Kombat. The remaining humans are scattered throughout the planet. Shao Kahn sends an army of fierce Outworld warriors to find and eliminate them. Some of Earth's warriors survive the attack, most do not, but the remaining few hold the one chance. 17 at the 17 is the page. One chance at saving all of the humankind. I'm going retarded here, guys. So here we go. Cyrax is Unit LK4D4, the second of 3 prototype cybernetic ninjas built by the Lin Q. Like his counterparts, Cyrax's last programmed command is to find and terminate the rogue ninja Sub-Zero without a soul. Cyrax goes undetected by Shao Kahn and remains a possible threat against his occupation of Earth. So Homeboy is somehow defending Earth, I guess. Jax. After failing to convince his superiors of the coming Outworld menace, Jax begins further preparing for the future battle with Khan's minions. He outfits both arms with indestructible bionic implants. This is a war that Jax is prepared to win. So, yeah, he doesn't unlock his Katra or whatever the fuck. He just, like, apparently outfits himself with these arms. Cabal. As a chosen warrior, his identity as a mystery. All is believed that he is the survivor of an attack by Shao Kahn's extermination squads. As a result, he's viciously scarred and kept alive only by artificial respirators and a rage to end Shao Kahn's conquest. So he's a good guy, but they made him a bad guy in the movie. Kano, thought to have been killed in the first tournament, instead he's found alive in the Outworld, where he once again escapes capture by Sonya. Before the actual Outworld invasion, Kano convinces Shao Kahn to spare his soul. Khan needs someone to teach his warriors how to use Earth's weapons, and Kano is the man to do it. So they did kind of follow his story in the film. He was killed in the first one. They brought him back in the second one in Outworld. So that tracks. And they didn't go... So I think we could maybe predict a little bit what might happen in the third movie, right? I think since it doesn't fucking matter, apparently, if you die, they clearly illustrated that with Kano. And at the end of the second film, they were like, we need to go back and save our friends. So it gives the impression they're going to go into the Nether Realm. They're going to go down into hell to get their friends back. Thing is I think down in hell, Shao Kahn's going to be down there too. And I think the Necromancer is going to fucking trick them and bring Shao Kahn back. And maybe even Shang Tsung. He's got to be down there too, right? So I think all of them are probably fighting down in hell. They're all probably just locked in eternal struggle, right? And I think the third film is going to be about, maybe the first part of it is going to be them going down into the Nether Realm to get their friends back, and subsequently they're going to end up somehow Shao Kahn's going to come back, and all this bullshit's going to happen where he's going to leak into Earthrealm. Because he didn't do that in the second movie. So I think what they're going to do is they're going to bring him back, since they can apparently bring back whoever. It doesn't matter, right? Kung Lao, after avenging the death of his great ancestor by emerging supreme champion against all Outworld opponents, Kung Lao returns to Earth to train a new generation of Shaolin alongside Liu Kang. But Lao's greatest challenges lie ahead, fighting for those who cannot defend themselves against Shao Kahn's treachery. So it sounds like he won the second game after the Outworld's invasion. Liu Kang finds himself the prime target of Kahn's extermination squad. He is the Shaolin champion and has thwarted Kahn's schemes in the past. Of all the human, Kang possesses the greatest threat to Shao Kahn's rule. Sure. Nightwolf works as a historian and preserves his people's culture. When Kahn's portal opens over North America, Nightwolf uses the magic of his shaman to protect his tribe's sacred land. This area becomes a vital threat to Kahn's occupation on Earth. This would be a fucking hilarious character to see them try to navigate. Seems like no matter what you do to Indians, it's racist. So it would be pretty funny to see how they handle that. Sector is actually the code name for Unit LK-199. He was the first of 3 prototype cybernetic ninjas built by Lin Q. By the Lin Q, that's the clan, the ninja clan that I guess Sub-Zero belonged to at one point. And now they're apparently like a cybernetic company. I don't fucking know. He was once a human assassin trained by the Lin Q. He volunteered for the automation because of his loyalty to the clan. Sector survives the Outworld invasion. He has no soul to take. Shang Tsung is Shao Kahn's lead sorcerer. He once fell out of favor with his emperor after failing to win the Earthrealm through tournament battle, but the ever-scheming Shang Tsung is instrumental to Kahn's conquest of Earth. He has been granted more power than ever. Shiva, be interesting. They'll definitely put her in the next movie, I bet. I was surprised to see that they didn't end up having Kintaro in there. And Goro was pretty fucking short-lived too. Handpicked by Shao Kahn to serve as Sindel's personal protector. However, she becomes suspicious of Shao Kahn's loyalty towards her race. of Shokan when he places Motaro as the leader of his extermination squads on the Outworld. Motaro's race of Centurions are the natural enemy of the Shokan. That's stupid. Shao Kahn, Shokan. Sindel once ruled the Outworld as Shao Kahn's side as his queen. Now, 10,000 years after her untimely death, she's reborn on Earth. Her evil intent is every match for Shao Kahn's tyranny. She is the key to his occupation on Earth. So somehow her being born on Earth allows him to create a portal or a way to get into Earth. Sonya Blade disappears in the first put, is later rescued from the Outworld by Jax. After returning to Earth, she and Jax try to warn the U.S. government of looming Outworld menace. Lacking proof, they watch helplessly. Shao begins his invasion. Stryker, remember Stryker? When the Outworld portal opens over a large city in North America, panic, chaos, rage out of control. Curtis Stryker was the leader of a riot control brigade when Shao Kahn's began taking souls. He finds himself the lone survivor of a city once populated by millions. Crazy. Sub-Zero, also looking Native American, weirdly enough. He was betrayed by his own ninja clan. He broke the sacred codes of honor by leaving the clan and is marked for death. But unlike the ninja of old, his pursuers come as machines. He must not only defend against the Outworld menace, but must also elude his soulless assassins. Smoke, third of the three major prototype cybergenic ninja smoke unit designed. Motaro, Shao Kahn. All right. Johnny Cage and Scorpion are not in it. Interesting. All right, so I kind of went down the rabbit hole a little bit as far as Mortal Kombat goes, but I kind of wanted to do that live for funsies to just look at the lore and shit. I do have Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 right here for the Sega Saturn, which is pretty sick. I went in, I was going to read the lore and stuff, but it's pretty much the same as Mortal Kombat 3 on the SNES. There's a few more characters. I mean, I'm going to double check to see if there's anything extra in the character profiles, maybe. Okay, so more Scorpion. When Shao Kahn makes a failed attempt at stealing the souls which occupy Earth's hell, Scorpion is able to escape the Nether region, free to roam the Earth once more. Scorpion holds allegiance to no one. He's a wild card in Earth's struggle against the Outworld. Okay, so that's how he comes back. I mean, in Ultimate Mortal Kombat, basically all the non-featured characters that they showed in the manual earlier grayed out, like we're seeing right here. All the grayed out characters, Reptile, Jade, Nude, Sabot, Goro, Kintaro, Melina, all those characters are brought back. And it looks like they dumped some lore for them in here. Kitana is accused of treason. I can't read shit today. Kitana is accused of treason by the high courts of the Outworld after murdering her evil twin, Melina. Shao Kahn appoints a group of warriors specifically to catch his daughter and bring her back alive, but Kitana must find a way to reach the newly crowned Queen Sindel first and warn her of their true past. What? Say what? That's not really anything like her story. I wonder how that'll follow through in the subsequent film. I mean, she fucking murdered... Sonya murdered the fuck out of Sindel. And Melina wasn't even in the movies. Her twin. Wonder if they'll pop her out and just not fucking say anything. Because now Jade is kind of supposed to be her twin, and it's fucking lame. And her right-hand person. Yeah, that was about it. Otherwise, the story, for the most part, it's pretty much the same as far as the lore goes in it. As Mortal Kombat 3 for the SNES. And here we see, I got Mortal Kombat 3, 2, and 1. Love these games on the SNES. All three of them are great games, in my opinion, on the console. Mortal Kombat 2 on the Game Gear. Also a pretty fucking good game. I'm going to see real quick what the instruction manual has to say about shit. Yeah, it's the same. Same exact story. I gotta get like the first Mortal Kombat for Game Gear. I will say they did a pretty good job in the movie. Somebody must have seen this illustration. Because once they actually got his helmet off and shit. Shao Kahn's looking pretty gnarly, right? Shao Kahn governs the astral planes of Shokan. It's like, that's so fucking stupid. Okay, Jax, Melina, Katana, Shang Tsung, Sub-Zero, or Reptile, and Liu Kang. Pretty good roster for the Game Gear. Trying to think who we're even missing here. Jax? No Jax. No Sonya Blade. Oh no, we got Jax. No Sonya Blade. No Baraka. Okay, so the lore in there is pretty much the same. Let's see here. One of the last, moving along. I guess I'll just finish up by saying, kind of sharing my thoughts, because I mostly wanted to see what the continuity was compared to the lore of the games. And for most of it, for a lot of the characters, a lot of the stuff, they loosely followed the game's story. For Sub-Zero and Scorpion, they pretty much to a T followed their stories. For Jax and Sonya Blade, they followed their stories. For Liu Kang, they did a good job, and they did a good job of following Liu Kang's story for the most part. They kind of made up the bullshit about him being raised by Raiden, but he and Kung Lao were both Shaolin monks, so that tracks, and took some liberties there, making them Raiden's kids or whatever that he adopted. Let's see, who else? Kano? Yeah, pretty much. They stuck pretty close to Kano's story. He's in the first one, betrays Earthrealm, gets killed, gets brought back. Funny, betrays the bad guys, betrays the good guys, then betrays the bad guys. That was fun. Shang Tsung, they took some liberties. He wasn't old in the first movie and didn't get young. That would have been a nice touch. They didn't really fuck around with his shape-shifting at all. That would have been a nice touch, too. So, yeah, as far as the first movie went, I liked it. Didn't care for Cole, but whatever. I didn't think he was that terrible. Not as bad as everybody else seemed to think he was online. I didn't care. I mean, like, his character concept and design easily looked like it could have fit into Mortal Kombat 10 or 11 or 12, whatever it's at now. He easily looks like he could be one of the new characters in that shit. So I didn't think it was that bad. For a second, I almost thought he was, you know. I do appreciate all the callbacks. The first film, I felt like it was good. Yeah, they didn't do the tournament shit, but it tracks with like the whole story of Shang Tsung trying to bamboozle the tournament and take it away, basically. That kind of tracks. Um, they did take liberties with Liu Kang. He's like, I'm supposed to bring back Kung Lao, and then he like burns Shao Kahn's hammer handle and like Phoenix dragons away. Disappears like Raiden almost. That was wild. I don't know what that... He was supposed to win this tournament, but like Katana does. Yeah, the first movie was all right. Didn't really care for Cole much. Scorpion was cool. Basically, the whole between Sub-Zero and Scorpion made the movie, I think. And I think it's kind of rightly that they kind of made that the focus of the film. Cole, it was cool, I guess, that his motivation was to protect his family, because they don't really put that in movies much anymore these days. So it kind of shows, even in 2021, there was starting to be a bit of a shift in values. Back to fucking normal values, basically. But he was a throwaway character in the second film, and I think they definitely picked up on his lack of popularity, because they fucking killed his ass pretty unceremoniously, which I was fine with. People got to die, but the thing is, it's like, even through the film, I felt like Johnny Cage, the whole time, he absolutely 100% seemed to have plot armor. I did not think anything bad was going to happen to him at any point. I didn't think anything bad was going to happen to Sonya Blade. Yeah, Johnny Cage and Sonya Blade, I was like, yeah, nothing's going to happen to them. Same with Katana. As soon as they established that she was like the girl boss, I knew nothing bad was going to happen to her. And that was my only major complaint about Mortal Kombat 2. They were girl bossing pretty hard for a minute there. Most of the like, it was like two different movies. I guess I can appreciate dueling protagonists, I guess you could call it, you know, because they even fought each other, and they had to establish that she was better than the male protagonist. Like, they had to, even though they gave us the male protagonist and they allowed him to be a badass, he needed to be a joke first, and she needed to beat his ass too, to show us. So we knew she was the best. She was going to fight the hardest bad guy. She was the best one. No questions asked. So there was like still some fembussing. And I'm fucking tired of the fembussing, dude. Like, I was sitting there. Her Jade was gross looking. Fuck that baldy, locks ass, cue ball head looking bitch. Didn't think I wouldn't fucking notice that she was in there with the fucking intergalactic heretic. Nobody seemed to be talking about that online either. Fuck that hooker. Her character had no arc either. It was like, ooh, there's magical shit in her wand, okay. I mean, it was a cool callback to what her actual character actually is. They could have fucking put a wig on that bitch, dude. But instead they had to keep her bald. Like, why couldn't they just put a fucking wig on her, dude? She needed to have a wig on and needed to have her whole ass hanging out. I can't really remember if Katana's whole ass was hanging out. I feel like I would have remembered. Should have been. Both of their asses should have been completely hanging out. And Baldy Q should have been wearing a wig. That's, you know, she should have been Melina. That's what she should have been. We should have just had two Katanas. And then Katana should have murdered Melina. Thing is that was one of the plot holes for me in the movie. It's like they suddenly just cut to Katana showing up and just talking to the heroes. And they were like not at all alarmed by this. They were, and I mean, I guess she spared Johnny Cage. But the way she just kind of rolled in, like nothing. and then got busted immediately. It's so silly. It's like for plot purposes, basically. So that was the only major plot hole I thought of, really. Everything else was suspended disbelief. I mean, there was so much stupid bullshit. But once again, it was like it was slightly high. It looked better than the first movie. The second movie did. I'll say that. I still enjoyed it, but there was some fembussing, and I didn't like it. But at least we still got our male protagonist in the mix, even though he had to get humiliated by the female protagonist. Like, but we're making progress here. At least we have a male protagonist again that can actually do something. We're healing. Yeah, so I liked both the movies. I thought they were good, mindless fuckeries, which I think we need more of. I'd rather something be subtly woke and just like fembussing a little bit than overtly woke and trying to make political statements. We're getting there. Hopefully sooner than later. Okay. So yeah, in conclusion, the Mortal Kombat films, totally worth it. Totally worth your time to go check them out. Totally worth your time to fucking find the DVD for $5 at Walmart. I'll be getting the second one for $5 if when the time comes. Or if I can get the Blu-ray for cheap. I'll probably pick it up physically at some point. It was kind of nice watching them. Like, I watched the one the night before I went and watched the other one at the theater. So it was pretty cool. I say they did a good job, like, making both films congruous, or whatever the fuck the word would be. Congruent. Yeah, that was good. Not a bad way to start the summer, movie-wise. We went from Project Hail Mary to Mortal Kombat 2. I'm looking forward to Street Fighter. And honestly, I'm looking forward to a Mortal Kombat 3. I hope they go for that. Okay, so on to the next topic, friends. I got some more tabs here to fucking tabulate. So we're going to talk about some fucking beloved shit, gang. Oh, well, I'm fucking everything up, aren't I? Okay, we're pausing. We gotta, like, really indulge.
Rated T for teen.
Kinda looks ballsed out, but it's an old trailer, so it's not an HD. So I'm pretty excited because I got Armored Core 4 and we're just watching this trailer. I've got Armored Core 4 coming in the mail. Stupid fucks. Which I'm pretty excited about. But the thing is a recent pickup for me. I had the local game store call me because I told them to call me if and when they got a copy of Armored Core 4 answer in. And I got lucky because they called me like a couple days later, and here we go. Fucking 4 answer. And And so I've had the privilege of playing it. I've picked it up, dude. I picked it up 4 days ago. They called me. And I already beat the game once. And I thought I would just share my thoughts a little bit after playing this trailer for funsies. It's like, dude, I love these fucking megalithic structures, you know? The answer to colossal devastation lies within you. Shit's hilarious. Here's White Glint, like, supposed to be the big scary...
You hired me for a job. I won't let you down.
That's hilarious, because this is White Glint. That voice there was a dude's voice, but in the game, White Glint's supposed to be a female pilot. Like, all the best pilots are female pilots in For Answer, which is pretty gay.
Parts and weapons are now operational.
Copy that. Ready for launch.
Yeah, that's fucking White Glint, dude. Like, I'm pretty goddamn sure, unless that's a different... I swear it's White Glint. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's looking hella White Glint to me. Anyway, yeah. Just finished this game for the first time. Never played it. Back in the day, it was a game that I skipped because I didn't buy a PS3 right away. Because, like, the fat PS3 was too rich for my blood at the time. And Armored Core 4 was, like, one of the launch titles, I want to say. It was pretty close. And this was during a time where I didn't particularly like Armored Core 3 that much. At the time, I don't think I finished it for the PS2. I was close to the end. I was stuck on a battle with one of the story ACs. And honestly, I was like fighting the controls more than I was fighting the fucking AC. And so I didn't get a PS3 right away, so I kind of skipped this game. And
Links come in. Respond.
yeah, I don't know what that dialogue is. I don't believe that dialogue's in the game. But whatever. I'm just gonna play this on repeat for right now while I chit chat about it. So, I will say about For Answer. Sorry, just gonna unmute my tunes here. For Answer is a fucking awesome game. And, like, if you want to play a game where you're a mech fighting gargantuan, megalithic war machines, that's pretty much where it's at. After having thoroughly beat the fuck out of Armored Core 6 like 3 times in the first week that it was out, 4 times, however many endings there were, loved that fucking game. Did everything in Armored Core 5, Armored Core Verdict Day, Armored Core 1 through 3. I beat every Armored Core before Armored Core 3, and I was like 3/4 of the way through Armored Core 3. And then I didn't finish the other Armored Core games that were in the Armored Core 3 engine, which I think was like Ninebreaker and Silent Line. I have Ninebreaker. Oh, and Last Raven. I haven't finished Last Raven or or Silent Line, and I don't have Ninebreaker. So I'm gonna have to finish 3, Last Raven, and Silent Line. But those were all games I skipped after 3. Stuff I'm coming back to. 4, definitely skip. But here's the thing. 6 was 100% like a sequel to 4, if you ask me. To 4 and 4 Answer. Like, Armored Core 5 and Armored Core Verdict Day it was like a completely different animal compared to 6. Everything completely did. Like, your machines didn't fly indefinitely. Fucking your machine was, not that much bigger than a large truck, really, stacked on top of It was just a large vehicle, like not like the Nexts, which are just fucking like what? Things are like 7 stories tall or some shit, maybe more. You look at them next to some of these buildings, they're fucking huge. And some of the ACs in Armored Core Verdict Day, there's like a fucking car door for one of the chest plates on one of them. Yeah. So, yeah, these things, these big megalithic motherfuckers, called cradles. You have to blow some of them up, but basically humanity just lives on these cradles because the surface is so polluted. And then the Lynx, which are the next pilots, they were basically like, you're too dangerous. It's like some MD Geist shit. And they left them on the surface of the planet to basically like fight for resources on behalf of the cradles, right? So the story is pretty like corporate dystopia, typical Armored Core sitch. I loved it though. I mean, I struggled juggling all these different games. I struggled to finish some of them. I finished this game in like three or 4 sittings. And I'm not totally done with it, but I completed like, I don't know, 17 out of the 30 missions. Because you don't have to finish them all to beat the game, but there's different endings. Ugh, fuck, my ear's starting to get sore from this earbud. I'm going to swap to the other one. Ugh. Ooh, that's much better. Yeah, so I'm just kind of waiting. I'm going to finish all of the other missions. I gotta make sure this bullshit. There we go. All right, I was just making sure the sound was working correctly. So yeah, I had a blast with the game. I will say that it kind of struggled from, I don't know, this is kind of every Armored Core game, but it seems like at some point you find a certain configuration that just completely butt fucks like 3/4 of the game. And for me, like early on, one of the first pieces of equipment that you get access to are these just fucking massive gun arms. They're just gun arm grenade launchers. They're not even grenade launchers. They're just like cannons with like 9,000 attack power. And you hit the R2. Well, okay. So I didn't like the controls for this game at all. I had to complete, but I will say they pretty much give you the freedom to do whatever the fuck you want with them. So what I ended up doing is I just recreated the controls essentially for Armored Core 6. Not quite the same, but close. And took a little getting used to. I had to do a little bit of the double diddle because L1 ended up being my boost and L2 was firing my left. R2 was firing my right. R1 was firing shoulder, activating shoulder device. X was overboost. Right click analog was to lock target. Left right up down to look right analog. Left down or left right up down to go forward back and strafe left and right left analog. Circle and triangle was to swap weapons for shoulders. Square was quick boost. So it was pretty much as close as I could get it to Armored Core 6. And yeah, I beat the game's ass, man. Once the collared ranked matches against the 30 units, like I was fighting and I came across this one motherfucker using energy weapon arms. It was like pretty early on, under 10, first 10 enemies. And he was fucking me up with the build I was using, so I was like, all right, whatever. Where's the biggest fucking cannon arms? So I'd seen those in the shop. Sold a couple things so I could get the cannon arms, pop those fuckers on. And then I just put the grenade launcher on the shoulder since I realized that just firing my right weapon fired both of the arm guns. And then hitting shoulder was just shooting whatever was on my shoulder. So effectively I was shooting 3 weapons at once. Which you can't really do under normal circumstances if you just have if you have regular arms with 2 guns equipped. You're shooting those 2 guns, and if you want to fire the shoulder weapon, you got to switch to the shoulder weapon. And then the only other thing you're shooting is your shoulder-mounted device, which is oftentimes connected to whatever missile you have, so it's only firing if you have a missile, or if it fires on its own, whatever, you get to fire some missiles while you're shooting 2 guns, so technically. But if you're fucking doing it with the dual cannon arms, then you have the grenade launcher on the left shoulder, and then you have the shoulder device being the other. I put flares on for most matches when I'm doing this build, but it's fucking stupid. You can be firing the grenade launcher and the 2 cannon arms at the same time. So with the 2 cannon arms, that's 18,000, and the shoulder's 25. That's 42 if you land all 3. 42 is like 90% of most Next's lives. Their armor points. It's like 90% of their armor points. So once I fucking discovered this setup, I put like at first I was just using like a midweight, or maybe it was a heavyweight bipedal leg setup. Maybe midweight or heavy, I can't remember. But as soon as the reverse joint heavies became available, I switched to that. And I tried to give myself 8,000 or 9,000 kinetic and energy defense, just the best I could do defensively. And yeah, the rest of the game, it was I beat all the collar battles, beat White Glint, beat all the rest. I was kind of surprised to see that White Glint was like the fucking 8th or 7th or whatever, wasn't the number 1. Beat her. Beat everybody's ass on the first try with that configuration after I set it up. And then that was it, man. Once I got back into the regular missions, if I was fighting any of the big colossal enemies, I used the same configuration against them as I did with all the AC, with all the other Nexts. And then if it was a battle that required more nuance and there was a bunch of little enemies, I just went back to my dual rifle configuration with dual grenade launchers on the shoulders, or I'd set up some kind of missile system. That was not often very useful. The missiles were kind of useful against those smaller giant enemies you fight that you can get underneath them. If you equip vertical missiles and just fucking get under those guys, launch those off, blow the wild shit out of them really fast. But I had a blast with the game. I'm looking forward to finishing all the rest of the missions, maybe S ranking some of the stuff. I'll probably definitely play through the hard missions for funsies too, because there's actually meaningful changes in the hard missions. More enemies, more waves of enemies are added. Additional nexts show up. Shit like that. So very cool. I'll be looking forward to seeing the differences in those missions. And playing New Game Plus to see the different endings. There's a few endings. Fantastic game. It cost me $90. It was worth it to me. I mean, that's only like probably like 40 more bucks than what it cost back in the day when it came out. It was probably 50. So absolutely worth it to me for one of the finest entries in the entire franchise. Once I'm done, I've got 4 coming in the mail. I'm going to play through 4. Who knows? Maybe I'll live stream it. I'd have to finish Project Phantasma in my stream. I'd like to eventually finish every game on the stream and have them all posted on my channel. Eventually, I would like to create a main channel where I'm just talking, and then just have Jellord Games be my gaming channel where I'm strictly playing games live, and then hopefully maybe I can. But this is still right now. This is my practice channel, so I'm going to stick with doing whatever I'm doing here, and then eventually I'll relegate it to maybe just the games channel and maybe clips or something. Who knows? Eventually, I'll probably create a clips channel and main channel, and then game channel is what I'm thinking. I'll eventually turn this into the game channel. We'll see. We'll see if I can get more regular. Looks like I'm having Mondays off regularly now, so I'm thinking about streaming on Mondays and making that my day to hopefully do it regular. I'm going to take a look here, make sure that I'm, still being heard. Cole was defeated by Goro 500 years ago, allowing if you land all 3. 42 is like bucks than what it cost back in the day when it came out. It was probably 50. So, all right, absolutely. Yeah, I'm just making sure my shit was still going. I want to see how 111 minutes. Okay, so I'm going on 2 hours almost, man. I was thinking about maybe, what time is it? 11:30 my time. I was thinking about maybe playing a game tonight, but I might forego it. I did want to talk about a couple of my other pickups real quick, though. So I've been curious about Made in the Abyss. It looked cool to me. Didn't know a lot about it, so I said, fuck it, use some of my Amazon points from my Visa and knocked it down to like 15 bucks for the full 13 episodes. I'm enjoying it so far. I'm on like episode 6, like halfway through it. I really like it though. I'll have to maybe dedicate part of a live stream to talking about it. It'll be one of my topics one of these times. But I did have a lot of fun with it. Or I am having a lot of fun with it. I'll have to more closely discuss it in the near future. Another game I've been playing on the PS3 since I'm just PS3ing it up, and it's one of the few exclusives on there that is really quite good for any Zelda aficionados, and it's a From Software game, but 3D Game Heroes. This game is fucking awesome. It's pretty much a Zelda clone with like really cool, almost like voxel graphics, right? But not quite. It's pretty neat. I might have to live stream it. If you have a modded PS3, you should definitely check it out. Another game I just recently picked up was Soul Cresta. I traded in some duplicate games I had. And I decided to grab it because it's kind of a pricey shmup. Even when it first came out, like digitally, it was like fucking $40. And I didn't really think that was worth it for just like, I mean, yeah, any shmup I think could be worth $40, but digitally, fuck no. I'll pay $40 for a shmup physically. And I'm a big fan of physical shmups, as you guys can see over here. Woohoo! This entire pile of Switch games is shmups. Like, And I don't know how well it can be seen on the camera, but this whole pile of Super Nintendo games is shmups. I've been like consolidating all my shmups recently because I love them. I also did pick up a favorite of mine, all-time favorite, and I've only ever beaten it on emulation. Fucking Shadowrun for the Super Nintendo, dude. Game fucking kicks ass. Totally underrated. Awesome RPG on the Super Nintendo. 100% fucking kicks ass. All right, gang. I don't know. I might call it a night. I think on my next live stream, who knows? I might stream again tomorrow for funsies since I waited 3 weeks for this. So I might stream again tomorrow. For the hell of it. Just to get a little more interaction going on my channel for the algorithm. Probably talk about the AES then. I didn't get around to chatting about the Neo Geo AES this time around. I would like to I want to go over all of the games that came out for the Neo Geo AES. So that's going to be the first thing I do for my next stream. I'll probably end up changing the title of this stream and remove Neo Geo AES. I don't want to mislead people. I'll just put Mortal Kombat 2 and Star Fox. But yeah, that's going to do it for tonight. I hope anybody who watches it, nobody was watching the live stream, which whatever, I don't care. That's not why I do this. But anybody who ends up watching it after it posts on the channel, I hope you enjoy the shit. Hope you got something out of it. If you made it to the end, you're a fucking rock star. And I'll probably see you guys in the next couple of days when I come back on here to talk about the AES some more and whatever other topics I can come up with out of my ass, basically. But in any case, that's going to be Jellord Audi, and I'm just going to run my little theme song again and fucking kill the stream.
Yellow